Well, now that we got the audio on, what's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to Sauce Sports. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports, you know what I'm saying? It is a Houston, Texas homer network. I mean, we're talking all sports, but only Houston, everybody except for Paris because he's afraid to cut his camera on. But, you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk some shit today. It's Fuck 'em Friday, so I need to know what's on your motherfucking mind. Who, fuck what? You know, is your boss getting on your goddamn nerves? Is your significant other getting on your goddamn nerves? Is your damn dog getting on your nerves? Sometimes I'd be like, well, what the fuck? Fuck Scotty. Scotty be getting on my goddamn nerves, you know? Your neighbor, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even your neighbor dog. Neighbor dog be like Braylon dog shitting all in your yard and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, Braylon don't be want to clean up after his dog. You know, he done already let that little secret out like he let the dog out. But, you know, we're going to talk a bunch of shit today, and it's always good to see y'all. But, man, who do we have joining us in the round table this evening?
I don't know the order, but you got 30, 40.
Then you know you got your main man, the man you've been waiting for, the long awaited Scrooston Takeover Sports, man.
They don't know
no, it's your number one shit talker, toxic titty.
Because you know I'm back on my bullshit, and you better stop playing before we let shit go.
This why niggas can't have nothing, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? But here's the deal, man. We gonna get into it, man. We got to talk about a lot of shit shaking in the city this evening. You know what I mean? And the most important thing shaking in the city, it ain't what you think it is, but it is what I think it is. And that is you, Sauce Nation. So we're going to get into a Sauce Nation roll call, and we're going to splash a lot of sauce on a lot of shit that's shaking in the city of Houston. So this is how the Sauce Nation roll call work, man. It's super simple, super easy. All you got to do is follow instructions, and you can be included. If you are from the greater Houston area, let us know where you're from. That means shout out your side with pride. Drop that in the chat so we can send a little bit of digital super saucy love in your direction. But if you're not from the greater Houston area, but you still got love for the sauce, you still got love for one of the H-Town teams. And if you're just new to it and you're kind of scared, well, I've never been in a Sauce Nation chat before. I don't know exactly what to do. Man, just drop where you're from. We're going to send a little love in your direction. If you're new or yo, you know what I'm saying? It's all the same, man. It's all love. So here is the motherfucking deal. Let's see who we got joining us tonight. And then we gonna get in it, man. I mean, we gonna really talk some shit tonight. Cause we gonna have to talk about something I told y'all I ain't really want to talk about, but we gotta talk about it because this is what we gotta do. So, Gots the Juice, Miss Voodoo C, one half of the greatest moderating couple in the motherfucking world, J-Pac Aaron Anderson, alias De La Concha, Mr. Killer KB, T-Mac, HTX Savage, Voodoo Child, the other half, maybe not the better half, but the other half of the greatest moderating couple in the world. What's the motherfucking deal? El Lobo, always good to see you. Jamal Benson, David Pritchard, what's the motherfucking deal? Lil Wayne, if that's what you want to go by. I have not listened to the Carter 5, so there's that. You know, don't get mad at me. I'll catch it when I catch it. Naveed Muhammad, Real Swift 713. Man, Real Swift 713, man, he said, fuck Sauce Nation. He went and watched the Drake concert. He said he wasn't even fucking with us, man. Ain't that about a bitch? But what's the motherfucker? This still love. XOJ, Heidi, Klein Dentist. Man up, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see where we at. Let's see, DeMarcus, Texan boy, Vampire Lord. Let me see, Manuel, Eastside Hero, what's the motherfucking deal? I see UK, I see Clute in the motherfucking house. Let's see. Fuck Bray Bray and his hard ER, ain't that a bitch? Fuck Bob McNair. Okay. RIP Tesla. Oh yeah, they got examined by the what is that, the what one, SEC, something like that. Let me see, Mike Vrabel. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that shit, Mike Vrabel. Fuck you and the damn Titans. That's my fuck you. Jimmy R. Leonard Avery, what's the motherfucking deal? Navid Moment, what's the motherfucking deal? I got to fuck work. I got to fuck the Chiefs. Mike Vrabel's a cuckold. Okay, well, there's that. Sugarland in the house. Corpus Christi, Greenspoint, Texas in the motherfucking house. Let's see. Make sure we get everybody. Everybody got their love, and we going to talk about some things tonight. Who's old enough in here to know about the rapper Lil Kiki? What you mean? I'll say, what's up, say Myron Benson, Virginia Beach in the motherfucking house. Man, who don't know about Lil Kiki? If you affiliated in any way with the city, you got to know about Lil Kiki. If some of y'all youngsters y'all might be thinking about that other Kiki. But that nigga ain't Lil Kiki. You got to get on the field before you get a nickname, goddamn. Y'all already know how that goes. So, man, let's talk about it. We got Texans versus the Colts this weekend. Some very interesting aspects to speak on. And, you know, we have not been very high on the Texans because they just have not been – they ain't been coming with it, man. I mean, if you look at some of these statistics, there's some interesting things we're going to dive into a little bit later. But, I mean, we just talking about straight up Texans versus Colts. You know, we got to get some opinions. We're going to holler at the round table, see what they think, and then we're going to discuss some things. So the order's looking like Wink, then J. Cole, and then Mr. Toxic City Tenny himself. And, hey, I'm just saying what your goddamn profile picture look like, nigga. That's all I'm saying. Look, hey, I can't help that. You chose that shit, not me. But Wink, man, your thoughts on the upcoming game, man. Texans versus Colts. What do you see the outcome being in this matchup?
It's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be too little, too late when it's all said and done. And some more Bill O'Brien excuses are gonna be fitted, and we're gonna hit problems about 3 points. I mean, I just don't see. I see a game where Jabal Sheard, Darius Leonard, guys like that are gonna end up, you know, eating because Bill O'Brien isn't gonna do enough. That O-line is right. And Brian Gaine isn't helping because he's not bringing in any talent to help out this football team. So they can lie to me and say that they're doing everything they can to win because I don't see it. Des Bryant or somebody should have got called. You know, you got what deep position groups or depleting like it's fucking crazy. And it don't make no sense to me, but this team is going to lose only because they go into Indianapolis, and hopefully Andrew Luck plays because Jacoby Brissett gotta play. This is an instant loss. Nobody is like Jacoby Brissett.
Parrish, long time. That's not that long. We seen you. We saw your ass the other week, so you ain't like you do. You know what I'm saying? You back and rusty and shit. Milk mouth ass nigga. Your thoughts? Texans versus Colts Sunday. What are your expectations for this game?
The same shit we got last week and the week before that and the week before that. I mean, honestly, quite frankly, I see it as it's going like we're gonna start down late again, and we're gonna be playing catch up, but we ain't gonna be able to catch up. Like it's the same shit day in and day out. I feel like until we have the right people in charge of doing shit, I feel like we got the talent. We got some of the pieces. Yeah, of course there's shit that needs to be worked on, but we got the pieces. If we had the right people at the head of everything, then we would have better shit in place. We'd be a better organized team. We would be better in late game situations. We would be better in a lot more shit. So I just feel like until that change happens, then we're not going nowhere, and I see another loss.
Okay. Paris, man, the people want to know, when did you convert?
Convert to what?
You didn't change religions? I thought that's what the beard was. Oh, I thought, maybe I thought the turban or something was. Oh, my fault. I was assuming that you had converted. I thought that, it's a thing going on in America now. That I don't know.
Well, bro, since you want me to go public with it, assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Oh, goddamn. We're gonna get a story. We're about to get demonetized. We're about to get terrorized. Goddamn. Toxic Cindy Tenny, man. I want to know your thoughts, man. I mean, it's been tough. I know you feeling how the rest have been feeling when it comes to making these videos, man. The Texans do not make it easy. They definitely take a lot of the emotion out of it, man. What do you see what's happening when the Texans go up to Indianapolis for the third road game in 4 games? What is the outcome for the Texans this weekend?
I'll tell you what, man. I see victory for Indianapolis, not for the Houston Texans. I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, quite honestly, dude, like, if we haven't changed our offensive ways through 3 games, what's the 4th game really going to do for us? Other than just prove more to the fact that we're beating a fucking square block into a round hole, trying to say that 2 left tackles and you can get a right tackle out of them. I mean, it's just a terrible outing this year, pretty much overall, by everyone that wears a Texans jersey, that fucking puts a Texans hat on, holds a clipboard, fucking puts his tie on and says that he's a GM when he's really just playing with somebody else's money and not even spending it. I mean, shit. If it was me, I'd be spending money with left and right. I don't give a fuck. Don't hand me a blank check. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, and until the Texans do something different, I mean, we can even look at a team like the Colts and say, how do we beat them? Like, seriously, it's like watching a fucking it's like watching the fucking radio and expecting this shit to turn on without hitting the fucking power button. And this fucking organization has just lost its way. And we need new leadership. We need new everything. We need new jerseys. I need new shoes. I need new sheets for my bed. I'm gonna call McNair. I mean, we just need it all.
I definitely agree with you on that. We just need we need a fresh start. I mean, we need to clean everything out, Febreze the locker rooms. You know what I'm saying? Bleach everything. We just need a completely fresh start with this damn organization, and it's sad.
I got a bold prediction too. I don't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to say this real quick.
Okay.
I got the headline on Monday. Is that it's gonna say this? Is Andrew Luck back? Question mark.
Oh man, don't say that. Yeah,
but
I mean that you know
thought.
what, man, and the fact that you said that, because that's actually the perfect segue into what I was about to discuss, is some of the difficulties that one Andrew Luck has been having since he's returned. But, you know, the way things have been looking, it's almost like he'll probably fuck around and thrive against this goddamn Texans defense. Because let's just look at the numbers, okay? We're just going to run some numbers down by the people, and just to give you guys an idea. Right now, Andrew Luck is his average passing yards is about 40% lower this season. Then a little less than 40% lower this season than normal. Right now he's averaging about 5.2.3 average average yards per pass. Career average about 9, close to 9. So what I'm saying is, it's obvious that it's not the same Andrew Luck. I mean, if you looked at the numbers for T.Y. Hilton, he was averaging about 12 to 14 yards per pass from Andrew Luck throughout his career. Now this season he's averaging a little less than 9. You know, people try to hit you with that bullshit. You know, they'll say, "Oh, he's fine. There's nothing wrong with him." You know, I think honestly that Andrew Luck has lost his zip. I think that he's lost the. I don't know if he ever really just had the magic touch. He was a good quarterback. He's always been a good quarterback, but again, was in a situation similar to what they got Watson in right now, not being protected. And I don't know what these franchises think. Well, we get a good quarterback, we just won't protect them. They'll be all right. I don't know what kind of logic goes into that, but hey, I guess it is what it is. But they got him a little bit of help this year. But I mean, just look at his numbers across the board. Cincinnati, he threw for 319 yards. And you look at 319 yards, like, oh man, he balled out. But it took him 53 attempts, and you're talking about 39 completions. So that's still averaging slightly, well, actually not slightly, a little less than 10, 8, 9, somewhere around there, yards a pass. But on 39 attempts, well, actually, a little bit more than that. But 39 attempts, you expect to see closer to 400 yards. 39 attempts, you're expecting to see a better look than that. Then, you know, against Washington, you've seen 21 to 31. He had 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Again, 21 of 31, which is around 60%, a little bit more, maybe so. But only had 179 yards. So, again, that's not looking that great. Last game against Philly, 25 of 40. Only 164 yards. So, more completions, but less yards. He's not looking that great. 1 touchdown. And then we saw what happened at the end of the game, that Jacoby Brissett had to come in and try to seal the deal. Because, you know, there's nothing wrong with Andrew Luck. We just want to see Jacoby Brissett, our backup. We just want to see what he can do in a Hail Mary. Hadn't played all game, but, you know, we just figured that would be the best. Like, come on, man. Like, you're not going to piss up and down my back and call it rain. We're not that stupid. Like, Andrew Luck is not back. He's, you know, he probably is a competitor. He probably feels good enough to make some of the throws. But I don't think that he's 100%. And the thing about it is, if he comes out and balls against the Texans, what does that say about this Texans defense? Tenny, we'll start with you, man, and just kind of get your thoughts on the potential for Andrew Luck to ball against the Texans, and how do you just kind of feel about Andrew Luck overall? I mean, since he's returned this year from the devastating injury that he had with the shoulder.
You know, as bad as things have been, I mean, saying that he could ball would be like a really, really big jump, just for the simple fact that I've seen that he's having trouble with the 40-yard passes and stuff like that. So he can't go deep. So, I mean, if he does go deep, it'll probably give us opportunities to win this game with, like, turnovers and shit and trying to get prime field position. But, I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes all the way back around full circle, he's going to look good against us for the simple fact is that the offense won't stay on the field for the majority of the first half. They're going to constantly gas our defense like they always have been. Like, usually, like what they've been doing so far this year. They fucking can't get shit started. They do fucking 3 and outs. They'll do 6 downs, and then they'll have to punt the ball off. Or, unfortunately, there'll be a turnover. It's just one of those situations where right now, I mean, we're just up against the wall, or not we. As fans, we're not up against the wall. We're fucking pissed. We got our pitchforks and our torches out. Fucking the team themselves, they're up against the wall, and they don't show any fighting spirit from any single fucking player, any single fucking leader. You think that if winning was really their purpose, they'd be fucking calling meetings on their own trying to right this ship. But it's not happening. I mean, nobody's taking a leadership role on this team. So I think that's what it really comes down to is the fact that the Colts get their leader back in Andrew Luck. I mean, as corny and cheesy as he looks and the constant complimenting people and all that shit all the time, I mean, at least he's leading his team. And I think you see a little bit of that thunder back because even Ray said that they look very scrappy this year. They look very, like, willing to fight you to the end. And that's something that we're not showing. And I don't give a fuck about anybody who's in the chat right now talking about, oh, well, we fight back and we try to come back. That shit's bullshit, bro. You need to be fighting from fucking quarter 1 to quarter 4 all the way through. You can't be fucking dragging your ass through these fucking games. I mean, you only get 16 of them to prove that you get to play in the postseason, and you only get a few of those to make it into the fucking Super Bowl. So, I mean, not saying that we're a championship caliber team, but I mean, you got to have your mentality right if you want to go accomplish these things. I don't give a fuck about the business side of it. I don't give a fuck about Clowney getting in all in his feelings about his contract and shit. I don't give a fuck about anybody getting upset about it. I don't give a fuck about fucking O'Brien sweating the fact that he might be fucking kicking rocks and buying a new house somewhere. I'm not worried about y'all. I worry about the city of Houston. I'm fucking from this area, man. I've been up and down and left and right. I've worked in the motherfucking city. So, I mean, as far as it goes, man, fucking Indianapolis got a whole lot of hope, whole lot of fighters on their side, and we ain't got shit.
I'll give you that, man. You make a very valid point because it just makes me think about even in the previous years when guys from Indy are willing to come out and say, even though it sounds stupid, was that once they had the best defense in the AFC, they'll come out and make all kind of crazy statements if they're willing to, because they feel that energy that I guess it's in that organization. But you don't ever hear guys say anything like that here in the Texans. They'll compliment their teammates. He's a pretty good player. I think he's pretty good. He's one of the best guys in the NFL. I think that he's pretty swell. But they never go out and make bold statements. They never mark my motherfucking words. They never go out on a limb. They don't ever really put it out there and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to come through here. We're going to go to Indy. We're going to put a foot in somebody's ass. You know what I'm saying? We're going to steal some gas. We're going to motherfucking take a cookie. We're just going to punk somebody. Like, we're just going to do some off-the-wall shit. But no, it's always, we're just going to go up there, hope we can play a swell game and hope we don't let the people down. And if we do, it's all on me.
The crazy thing too, because I mean, down here in Houston, I mean, we ain't raw, we ain't fucking like super bad people, but I mean, at the end of the day, we fucking bust our ass. I mean, from everyone from Houston. I mean, we all the type of motherfuckers that put in the work and do the shit that we do. We talk big game because we are from the South. Fuck a motherfucker if you ain't from Houston. Fuck a motherfucker if you ain't from G-Town. That's what we about. I mean, we rep our shit just as well as anybody else or any other city. I mean, this team just don't feed off that kind of culture, that fucking dog in all of us that's willing to rep what we have. I mean, fuck, man, I grew up in the 90s, man. Fucking UGK, fucking Slim Thug, everybody used to come down to the island there in Kappa. I mean, we was always getting mixtapes. I mean, I'm talking about cassettes. What y'all young motherfuckers know about a cassette? No. They don't feed off this fucking shit that we bleed.
You ain't really bootleg shit till you did cop it onto a cassette, man. Till you did took it off the radio and, you know what I'm saying, recorded on a cassette. That's that real shit. you know, then I agree with you, man. If you ain't from there, if you ain't holding it down, if you ain't been from the city, especially if you a nigga that be residing and going to Maryland and shit. Oh, my bad. Let me get your opinions, man, Mr. Perisher. Before we get to hold on, we do got a couple of texts on the sauce line real quick. Hold on. Let me make sure everybody get their love. Nah, man, look, you over there in Bodymore Murderland, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Look, calm down. It ain't that bad. It's not as bad as they advertise.
Chandler said, shout out to the round table, Honcho, Wink, Tenny, and I don't know who. I don't know him either, Chandler, man. He just some. I don't even know how he got in the stream, man.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
That's Paris. Shout out to Paris Scrooge and Takeover Sports. Link in the description below, man. Show my boy some love. Okay, we got a couple
Don't sub to me. I'm a flame your ass. I'm gonna give you a private video and flame your shit.
I don't know. No private videos. Don't do that. That sounds like some other shit. That sounds like
that's gay. That's gay.
Yeah,
Come on,
bro.
Like
some other shit. I'm just saying, don't do the private video. That's a whole other platform. But here's the deal, man.
I just got out of prison, bro.
You know why I'm here. Looking at him.
Man, Screwston Takeover Sports, aka Parrish. Man, Andrew's luck, man. You know he's been less than stellar. You know, I think they rushed him back. I think he was just ready to get back in the game. I mean, what are you thinking? How are you feeling? What is Andrew Luck going to do against these Texans? I mean, is this going to be the game like you said, where the Andrews back, or or Andrews like they some kind of headline playing off his damn last name? I mean, what do you feel is going to happen?
I'm gonna keep it so simple, bro. So simple. Well, first off, bro, Wink ugly than a bitch. I wanted to get that off my chest. Second off, then. If Andrew Luck ball out, bro, I'm literally finna flip the channel every time I'm gonna stop illegally streaming NFL games, bro, and watch something else than watch this shit, bro, because this shit's gonna piss me off, man. I really feel like that we are so much better than the Colts that shouldn't even be a thought pattern in our mind. Like we shouldn't even be like, yeah, the Colts, bro. The Colts, like no, like we wasn't competing. We was competing with the Colts when they had Peyton Manning, bro. Not with Andrew Luck. We should be light years ahead of these motherfuckers, bro. But it's so sad. We got to talk about it. Like, if Andrew Luck goes off, then we need changes that day. I want Bill O'Brien to come into the locker room and they say, sir, grab your shit, get out, like, and find your own way back to Houston. We don't want you. He should not come back. He should not fly back. There should be so many adjustments.
So you basically saying hit him with the Teddy Bridgewater?
Bro, I swear. Bro, I swear, dog. Like, he trying to come up. No, sir. Sorry, bro. You got to go. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I just can't. Bro, that's messed up, bro. That's messed up, bro. But I just can't deal with it nor take it. So I think really they should come with something. They should have some type of proof, like, hey, like, we're here. We're relevant. We're still in it. I mean, like, it's still early. Like, they could still win out 13-3, even though that's not realistic at all. But I'm just saying, like, there's still 13 more games that can be played to get us into playoff contention. So they better dig deep and figure some shit out, bro, because if they don't, then and they get too far in the hole, then they need to scrap the season, bro, and let's go and focus on the next season, bro. And let me be disappointed another goddamn year since they established their damn team in 2003, motherfucker. How old was I, bro? I was like 7. Come on, bro.
God damn. You were just a young screw. You wasn't even a full screw stun, just a young screw.
Well, I was a lug nut, boy. I wasn't even a screw. Nigga, a lug nut.
I can't fool with you, man. Man, there's a couple of good texts, a good comment I saw in the chat, so we're gonna definitely discuss that shortly. But Wink, man, if Andrew Luck manages to come out and have success against this Texans team, I mean, having the most say Luck has the most efficient game that he has had this season, and is able to pull off a victory against this Texans team. What are they saying? What is the situation for the Texans at this point? You got the mute action going.
I said, I mean, it ain't gonna be no surprise there because I mean, Bill O'Brien is inept as a football coach, and I mean, these characters that we got running this organization, they don't even want to be in the place to even know what it feels like to win. So how can you expect wins from an organization who doesn't even have that mindset at the forefront. If they come out, yeah, they definitely gonna be like, yeah, he looked good and this and that, and they gonna say this and they gonna say that, and they gonna forget the storylines from last week. When he was looking horrible as fuck. But you know how that goes, man. I mean, it's just like I said, it's on a week-to-week basis. This team is on a week-to-week basis. So until they prove that otherwise, or try to make the shit with Andrew Luck sound like it really is a problem, this should be the game. But can anybody say that they're confident in this team to do what they need to do? Nobody's confident. Nobody's confident because nobody's hasn't made us feel that way. Except for a couple of players who've been playing week in, week out. And, it's unfortunate that, the team isn't being put in the best position to win, because that's been a major problem.
Here's the deal. We've been looking at the negative side, and I mean, there's definitely good reason to look at it at that perspective. There really has been nothing good. I mean, you're looking at 3 games in against guys like Manning, against guys like Brady. And the thing is, the best quarterback that we've gone against, probably one of the better quarterbacks, if not still considered best in the league, we managed to get an interception. We can't get one against Gabbert. Can't get one against Manning. We're not getting the turnovers. We're not executing. And so I was just looking at a couple of things, just kind of looking at where the Texans rank in certain areas. And this is what kind of baffles me, because it just makes me think about some certain things. And for all the negativity that we've been putting on Bill, for all the negativity that we've been putting on Rack, some of this I look at, it's players, they have to take their due to. Because I'm looking at some of these numbers, and I'm looking at offensively, 8th in yards, 8th in rushing. And even with that piss-poor rushing game that we had, that outing that we had against the Giants, still 8th in rushing. Now, you can say, it's just yards, it doesn't matter. But that should translate to better than being yes. Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. So when you're getting the yards like that, there's a missing piece, and I think part of that is the penalties. And like I said, I didn't get a chance to really get the average penalties. I know we're up there probably averaging damn near 80 yards in penalties a game. We're up there. I know we are, because it's a ridiculous amount of penalties per game. That in addition to the yards that you're actually gaining, that's a herder. But I'm looking at execution, man, because when you're getting close to 400 yards a game, you should be touching the end zone a lot more than 20 points a game. You should be getting more than, averaging a couple of field goals. What is that? 2 touchdowns and a couple of field goals almost. That's unacceptable. And to me, I don't know if is that execution, or is that all the late game yardage, or, what exactly is going on with that. And that's kind of bothersome. But then you look at points. Again, we're 24th in points. You go from 8th in yards, as rushing yards, 8th in overall yards. But then you drop to 24th in points. That doesn't make any sense. Let me see what else. What else are we looking at here? I'm going to say 13th. We are 13th in passing yards, which is neither here nor there. It's a little middle of the pack. But then you look at the defense, and the defense is where I see a problem. Now, and I'm just trying to understand. I mean, you can look at the games. You can look at numbers. Stats are very funny things. You're looking at defense. The defense doesn't have a single-digit position in anything. They're 20th overall, 17th in points, giving up 25 points a game, which is unacceptable, because we've talked about that. Prior to this season, something that we said is this defense should not allow more than 20 points a game. I mean, that's something I think everybody was pretty consistent on, and they've kind of failed to do that so far. Then you got to think about giving up 350 yards a game, giving up 240 passing yards a game, essentially 12th. And but you look at this, you're like, 240, that's not so bad. It's middle of the pack, or a little upper echelon, almost top 10. But then you have to throw that Tennessee game in there. And think about that. Think about what they did. So you're talking about the lack of passing yards in that game, and you're talking about going up against Blaine Gabbert and, could have possibly been Mariota, but mainly Blaine Gabbert. And it's not like he shined, but still, you throw those stats in there, it makes that look a lot worse. And then, we're 20th, giving up 112 rushing yards a game, which is unacceptable. And so I feel like both elements of this team, the only thing on this team that has been solid, which is something that has not been solid almost ever on this team, is the damn special teams. I mean, honestly, the special teams have been looking good. The punting has been great. That's a horrible thing to say. The punting has been great. The returns have been solid from Irvin, and that's the thing that we talk about. I know a lot of people are like, why is Irvin on this fucking team? Well, at this point, I'm glad that he is here. This is one of the few somewhat bright spots. But I'm just looking at these numbers and throwing these numbers out here. We're averaging 5 minutes less in time of possession than our opponents, and then we're -2 in the turnover battle overall. I mean, looking at these statistics, listening to these numbers, I mean, what is this? What is the story within the game? What is this telling you about this? Because, I mean, you're seeing some good numbers, you're seeing some bad numbers, but ultimately it's accumulating nothing but losses. So what does this say to you about what's happening with the Texans? We'll start with Winky and work our way back to Tenny.
I mean, it just means that this team is making a lot of stuff. It obviously shows that it's a good football team that shoots itself in the foot. I mean, you just have poor coaching. It's clear. When you read off those stats, it's clear that coaching decisions and shit like that are hindering this team in a major way. It's affecting it, and it shouldn't be at all. Like, a lot of these problems that we're having should not be problems, but somehow, some way, this team always tries to creep to the field. And do some shit you can't even, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I want it to be different, but will they make it? That's pretty much my story.
Okay. I'm scrolling. Hey, kiki. Parrish. I want to know your thoughts, man. Don't bomb me for saying any of these things. Actually, I want to know when you're going. You've been on the sauce a couple times. When can I get on your podcast? Now what been popping? I want to be on there too. Everybody else been on there. Can I get some action? I mean, can we spill some sauce on the Now What podcast or what? I mean, I'm just saying. But here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. Looking at those numbers, man, that we just ran down. I mean, what is that telling you? What's the story within the story? What's the game within the game that you see with these numbers that the Texans have been putting up or allowing? What is it really telling you when you look at those stats?
Damn. First off, fuck you. Second off, it looked like this. It looked like it's quantity over quality. Honestly, yeah. Cool. You get there, but what you gonna do with it? So like referring back to my podcast, you get there, then what now? You feel me? Like, that shit, like, they get there. Okay, we'll give you a little clap, but like, there's no execution, there's no goal, there's no red zone offense like this. Plus, in lack of discipline with the penalties that even keeps us out of the red zone. So, yeah, that's cool. Like, you can gain 15 yards, but then you're gonna lose 10, and then you're gonna, like, cool. Like, yards are nothing. I'd rather be last in yards, but number one in scoring. Like, we got to do something, like, because you're getting there, but then you can't even execute or have the discipline or the confidence or whatever they're lacking to even get in the main purpose of the game, which is to get in the damn end zone. Oh, you settling for field goals? Like field goals ain't gonna beat nobody, unfortunately. Then on top of that piss poor offense play that puts us in predicaments to where now that our defense is playing and trying to catch up with them, but their offense is already on the attack. They're already in our field position. Like, shit like that is what causes bad games, and like, that just further proves the point. Like, okay, you can get there, but you can't do shit with it. So that sucks. So.
I was going to, hit you up, see if I can get 3 wishes, but one of those wishes would be for the Texans to win, but, we'll figure that out when the time comes. But, Tenny, your thoughts, man, those numbers, what do they tell you, man? What is that saying to you? Does that make you feel better? Does it make you feel worse? I mean, just looking at those numbers, what is it telling you about the Texans, especially compared to the rest of the league, and then looking at the teams that we've played?
It doesn't make me feel better. I mean, it reaffirms what you see with your eyes. I mean, when the offense is turning the ball over a bunch of times, and when I say turn the ball over a bunch of times, I mean going 3 and out, and constantly having to punt, constantly having to give the ball back to the other offense. I mean, you see that happen to the defense. The defense first half, for the simple fact is they're constantly having to turn right back around and get back out there on the field. And you can't do that to your defense. I mean, if you don't believe me, go ask Chip Kelly and his defense how they couldn't fucking keep pace with the fact that their fucking offense can move down the field real quick, but then have to give the ball back right back to the other team, so on and so forth. I mean, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing that you're getting the ball back or you're giving the ball back up, it's the fact that the defense doesn't have time to catch back up. And it's very telling because in the second half, when they make their adjustments, when they start trying to fight back into this game, usually when it's already lost, the defense is benefiting off of that because the other team doesn't have to go down the field. They just have to manage their clock. They just have to keep the other team or keep our offense out of ability to really come down here and run the score back up. And that's really what's happening. I mean, you got Deshaun Watson, 2 touchdowns in each game. You get what was it? Was it 3 or 4 interceptions so far through all the games? I mean, you look at the fumble that he's had. I mean, all of his really bad mistakes are happening in the first half. The second half is fighting back to try this game, and that's what those numbers tell you. They tell you that the tell of the tape. I mean, look at the paper. You can look at those numbers and you can know how a game goes, especially when you break it down quarter by quarter. You can look at how we gain yards offensively through the first and second quarter, and you can look at how we gain yards offensively through the third and fourth quarter. And then you can do the exact same thing with our fucking defense. Look at what they're giving up in the first and second quarter. Look at what they're giving up in the third and fourth quarter. I mean, that's exactly what's happening. Your defense spends all the time out on the field. The other offense gets time to attack them, to change their plays, to work on the cornerbacks that aren't fucking playing good enough that game, to work their run, how they want to get their run going, because maybe they found a way to isolate JJ. Maybe they found a way to isolate Jadeveon. You know, the more time that an offense has to go up against our defense, the more they get to understand what's working, what's not working, and stick to what's working. And that's the simple fact of it all. I mean, these numbers are neither good nor great. I mean, it just tells you what you can see with your eyes. And like Wink said, I mean, it comes back to the same thing as Bill O'Brien is inept at fucking coaching this team. I mean, there's a preparedness. I mean, I had a guy that I work with today. He was talking to me about somebody had gotten upset with Bill O'Brien, but he called out Davenport and said, well, Davenport cost us the game last week. And I mean, at the same time, yeah, I mean, Davenport's very responsible for his fucking 5 penalties or 7 penalties, whatever the fuck it was. But at the end of the day, Bill O'Brien and staff and everyone that's involved with these guys, fucking, I mean, punish them. I don't give a fuck. Fucking have them out there for an extra hour or so. Have them fucking run the fucking Ozarka bottles up and down the field until you fucking learn how to hold your water. I mean, come on. I mean, there's got to be some kind of fucking installation of a discipline, because at the end of the day, these guys that get out of college, they haven't had to struggle like their moms and dads had to. They're getting opportunities, and you know what? If you don't have that discipline in your life for that work ethic, they're already there. I mean, you got to help those guys find that discipline.
So would you blame, the CBA and some of the more lax NCAA rules that these guys don't go through some of the stuff that, maybe a few years ago that those players were going through? Do you think would you put that on it?
I mean, honestly, it could have an effect, but I mean, at the end of the day, it really comes down to the moral character of each person individually. I mean, are you really going to put in that extra time? I mean, because I think it's a situation where, to hell with the fucking contract, to hell with the NFLPA. I mean, if you really want to put in the work, the extra work, you will. And I mean, yeah, it makes it a little easier for them to kind of slide away from it a bit. I think the NCAA fucking definitely fucking fucks these players over. I mean, the large majority of fucking players that go through the college system is constantly getting fucking bent over a desk and ramrodded. So don't catch me anyway saying that those guys are fucking catching the easy road. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, if you're not really putting your head down, and especially with the rules that limit them and how they can make money, how they can earn money when they're in college, and then when they finally get to this opportunity, I mean, it comes down to work ethic. I mean, I fucking show up to jobs that I don't like. I fucking hate. I ain't not the job that I have now, but I've been at jobs where I hate the fucking people I'm around, but I'm still gonna show up 5 minutes early. I'm still gonna leave 15, 30 minutes after until the fucking job's done because I know that tomorrow I don't have to come back to the same situation. And that's the thing about a lot of these players right now. They don't have that work mentality. They don't have that fucking idea that, okay, I fucked up. Fuck not coming in on Monday. I'm going to come in Monday. I'm going to watch the film. I'm going to take more time to fucking work on fucking being more disciplined at my craft. Because at the end of the day, man, it goes hand in hand with earning a contract. It goes hand in hand with earning money. And all these guys always say, well, it's a business. So, I mean, you're upset when we leave. I don't give a fuck if you leave. Honestly, bye, Jadeveon. Go get you $100 million, dude. Live your best life. Like, seriously. But at the end of the day, if you ain't contributing, you ain't doing your part, I mean, it's lack of work ethic. I mean, how you going to tell me that you want your brand to succeed when you ain't even trying to work on your brand? You ain't even trying to make it an elite brand.
Now we got a couple of questions coming in from the sauce line, and I saw one of the comment in the chat that kind of ties into what you said. This is what Clowney. What is this going on year 5? Or is it season 5 for him? If Clowney doesn't have a successful season this year, and not saying the Texans trade him off or anything, we know hypothetical. Is Clowney put in the bust category? I saw someone ask that, and I want to know what you think. We just kind of throw that up. If he doesn't have a good year this year, do you put him in the bust category?
I got to toss that up there. No, because Clowney, outside of his injuries, I'm sorry, but he has produced. I mean, he's not like top of the league. He's not putting up Mac numbers. He's not putting up Donald numbers, but he has produced, and he's a skillful player. So, I mean, for somebody to be a bust, you got to look like Kevin Johnson. You got to be out there where you get dominated. You're not really performing up to snuff. I mean, that's outside of his injuries. I don't ever count injuries against a player because sometimes shit just happens. But at the end of the day, when you break it down to the skill, I mean, Kevin Johnson's more of a bust than Jadeveon Clowney will ever be.
Absolutely. I agree with every point you just made. And honestly, you can't even thoroughly assess Clowney the right way because he hasn't been used right since he's been in the league. He hasn't. He hasn't been used right at all. So for anybody to be like, he's a bust, how? Everybody knows he should be playing more than, but he's not.
Okay. Parrish, you look like you got a different opinion over there. I mean, I see some of the facial features that you're making. You apparently you have something you want to say there.
Nah, I mean, like my only thing I got to say about that, bro, is that like I'm not calling him a bust by any means. I'm not in no way bashing him neither. But my problem is that like there are measures, bro, to keep yourself healthy, to maintain a positive, healthy body, a positive, healthy environment. There's a lot of precautions that you can be taking. My only knock on Clowney is that I feel like in some instances, not all of them, because there is other people that has this job to do this, but I feel like that there might be lack of effort in his personal life to deal with certain things that obstacles that he might have to overcome. Knee surgery, those stuff like that. I do not blame him not one bit. That shit just happens. But like the minor injuries that keep him out of games, my elbow or something that's going on. Unless I don't know the extent of what he has going on. If he has some type of disease or he's Mr. Glass or some shit, I have no clue. But I'm just saying, on my personal eyes and my personal standpoint, I know a difference between a devoted player and a non-devoted player in all aspects of life. If you look at your top athletes, like let's use Antonio Brown for a fucking instance. When that man is not in the Steelers facility, that man is busting his ass working. And he eats right, he eats healthy, he does all the shit that he needs to do. And that's why you don't hear about, oh, man, Antonio Brown, man, he always hurt. Like, you don't hear about a lot of these players being hurt as much as he have. Now, I think also that's the same shit with Watt too as well, because I feel like he was grinding hard as fuck. He had shit to prove. He did good. And then I feel like he let a lot of fame shit fuck him up. And he kind of got a little lazy, man. And then you see all these injuries happen. It's because of lack of devotion, lack of effort. And I kind of see that. And you can only, you are the people you hang around. And so Clowney in that environment with Watt, seeing the shit that Watt does and being the top athlete, oh shit, I can do it too. And I feel like there might be some changes that they need to make, and some people need to push them to make them. Not calling him trash, but it's sacrifices you make for this shit. You want to make millions, well, you got sacrifice you got to make. Okay. Ain't no time to be going out, hitting no clubs, doing no dumb shit. You should be on your shit.
Okay. I can respect that. I can respect that. So let's, like I said, we're gonna take a couple of calls take a couple of texts, and then we'll open up the line for calls after we take a couple of texts, man. Yeah, that's my new single about to drop, man. That's called do. Shout out to Texas Palace. He says, how is Kiki being suited up for this game going to impact our offense and moving forward? Well, one, congratulations, Kiki finally getting in the game before the first quarter of the season is over, because we've heard so much hype about this man. I mean, and I can't blame the man, because it's not like he's the one out there putting the hype out himself. It's just all the people around the organization, the reporters. These are the same people who said, hey, Kendall Lamb looks so much better this year. He's going to be a starting tackle. So I'm just going to pump my brakes, because with everything else that the Texans have been doing, and even in my excitement from the preseason and seeing this and seeing that, I don't know. But the thing is, the one benefit that does happen is because, I mean, if from the players themselves, they've said, hey, I don't think we've ever seen this man drop a pass since he's been here, which is a plus. And with Bruce Ellington, being out, put on IR, I mean, it's good to have a body back to pick up that slack. But if I'm not mistaken, basically damn near every wide receiver we had was somewhat on the injury report this week. And I believe that they're saying that Hopkins is questionable, I think, with a thumb injury. But we'll see how that all plays out in the long run. But let's start with Tinny, and we'll work our way to the left, man. Your thoughts on Kiki Kuti finally being in a Texans jersey ready for game day?
Kiki, I don't give a fuck if you don't love me. So, I mean, honestly. Let's be honest, bro. Fucking Kiki, I mean, I guess if you want to say anything, he gives you more of an explosive player than what Ellington is. Ellington can become consistent if he can get a hot streak going. But we still got to figure out what Kiki's going to be bringing to the table. And we're probably not going to see what he brings to the table till quarter 3, because I write the Texans off for quarter 1 and quarter 2. Unless they just come out there and shut me the fuck up and they decided to turn over a new leaf. But at the end of the day, quarter 3 in Indianapolis, start to look for Kiki to make his mark on this game. Expect to see some explosive speed, and especially, I mean, the Colts really ain't got real good cornerbacks. So, I mean, if you're really an explosive player and you really got some talent behind you, I mean, this is a game right here. This is a game to put yourself on the map. This is a game to say, draft me in your fantasy league or pick me up. I mean, this is a game to say, hey, you better start game planning for me. Fuck Hopkins, game plan for me. So on and so forth. I mean, be a dog. I mean, dude, we say it all the time. We need dogs on this team, so fucking go out there, be a dog. Take that ball. Say, give it to me. Throw me the motherfucking ball. Throw me the rock. Fuck you, ass chin over there. That's not the play I want. I want my play called. So, I mean, Kiki, step the fuck up. I mean, you tired of the song, go out there, fucking make your name separate from fucking Drake.
Say that then. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. My thing, I have a concern with Kiki Kuti is because, they talk about this Bill O'Brien offense is predicated on, what the defense does, and that's how the routes are ran. And, the thing coming out of camp was that he struggles reading defenses. And so I'm afraid that it's going to be a situation where Watson does look his way, expecting one thing and getting another. But we'll see how that all pans out, man. Paris, your thoughts on Lil Kiki, the chance for Lil Kiki to be doing the south side in the end zone in Indianapolis. What do you think?
That's tough to talk about, bro, because I ain't seen a lick of shit of anything from him. And I feel like if he go out there and produce, cool. If he don't, cool. Like you already didn't produce the shit before, so
right.
Like it's not like you making a difference. If you make a difference, cool. If you don't, cool. Then sit your ass on the sideline, and we'll go do what the fuck we need to do. I just really feel like he has no importance until he makes an importance. Like you have shit to prove. If you go out, you do something cool, we'll notice you. We'll fuck with you. We'll buy your jersey. Maybe we might make you a little poster. If you don't do anything, then you'll be sitting on the sideline, not doing nothing, and it is what it is. I feel like, in my opinion, from what I've seen from him in college, he's electric, he's explosive, but that's also against college talent. But he also had a good quarterback, but he looked pretty good in college. So I feel like that if he can connect with Watson and him and Watson got a thing and he gets in the groove, then that's cool. I wish the man the best. If we got the next Antonio Brown, that's cool. If he ain't shit, then cool. It is what it is.
Parrish, what is the chances that Kiki pulls his hamstring Sunday morning before the game?
Man, I give it about a 79.38.
God damn. I hope he don't do the south side in the end zone. I don't want him to do any extracururrical movements.
No. Damn there, then he gonna sound like that man from SpongeBob. Oh, my leg! And then he gonna die. That's the last we're gonna see from him. He gonna die, bro.
Wink, your thoughts, man. Kiki Sunday for the first time, man. What should we expect from him? What can he bring to this offense? What relevance will he have in the game on Sunday?
The greatest thing would be is if he did what Will Fuller did with Deshaun Watson last year. That would be a fucking dream. But we got to be realistic and know that that's only reserved for specific players, who've been in the league, to been able to work on their craft, to have, some experience. Kiki doesn't have any experience to prove anything to anyone just yet, so... just give it your time. Do what you need to do when your number's called in the game. If they throw you the fucking ball, catch that motherfucker. Don't get the dropsies now. Now that you in the NFL game. Like, we've had enough of your kind around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming in this motherfucker, they think they raw because they get a couple of preseason passes, and then when they get in the game, they want to nut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you can't do it all the time, and why in the fuck are you in the league? You won't have a job long anyway. So, use everything that he could, throughout this entire thing and seeing the team losing. He got to hear about people talking about him, saying this and that, and having all these setbacks on top of whatever's really happening in the organization, and bring that shit out on the field, and prove these motherfuckers you ain't bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? Start putting some Texas Tech motherfuckers back on the map. Be the reason for that. They be like, yo, this young guy, Kiki Kuti, man. Hey, he's out of Texas Tech. Hey, you fucking see? Hey, I fucking call. That's what people are going to be saying, bro. And it's just like, I don't want to, just capitalize. We need some guys on this fucking team who can capitalize. So give everybody the chance to make sure that they can get it done, man. And that's all I want for him. Hopefully,
that was the most racist rebuttal.
It was racist.
I was over here, bro.
What was racist? What was racist? I don't get it.
Wink used the EO. He put that cracker.
What? I don't even get it. I don't get it.
Tired of you people.
Yeah, bro, they tired of it, bro. Like,
let me tell you something, sir. All these white people out here, they don't talk like that. They don't have to be proper. They can get a little ghetto in their slang, okay, sir?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
we know Kiki Kuti is out.
I wasn't even saying it in no kind of way, but
are you sure, Mr. Wink?
Huh? Like,
well, you've been hanging with Braylon too long.
Sound like this, John?
Oh my god!
All right, good question. We got one coming in on the text line. Says, if you could trade any player for another, who would it be? We'll start with Wink on that one. You have one Texas player that you could trade straight up for any other player in the league. Who would it be?
Damn, bro. Fuck. I would trade. Man, I'd probably trade Whitney Merciless. I wouldn't want to trade him, but I'd probably trade Whitney Merciless to the Saints or some shit like that for a tackle. They got plenty of tackles. Like, they got good tackle. You know what I'm saying? That's a team that the Texans. I was thinking about like teams who got good ass tackle depth, and the Saints definitely got it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, look at their line, see what you can get, and make that shit work. You know what I'm saying? But that's where my head is right now.
All right. Parrish, one player swap for another player. Anybody in the NFL, what would be the deal that you would make?
Bruh, so look, Pete. I feel like Wink was doing a little bit too nice. I feel like he was being a little bit too lenient. But I'm gonna be a fucking savage. I'm gonna give him fucking rankings for goddamn Trent Williams and tell him to deal with it. I want Trent Williams, motherfucker. You know why I want Trent Williams? I'm gonna give you a scrawny, short arm, stubby motherfucker, trash ass dude for a leader. One of the best tackles for years and still has upside. I won't say upside, but he's at his peak. Like he's at his peak. Like he's doing the shit for so long.
He's peaking now.
Yeah, like he's really peaking now. Yeah. Like I would give them the trashiest motherfucker we got on the O line for that motherfucker. Because you know why? Because I could tell any GM in the NFL to suck my dick and give me your player. Because you know why? I'm gonna leak these motherfucking pictures that you was taking with this teenage girl in the bed. Because you know how them corporate motherfuckers be. They be doing some shady shit. Look at your boy Kavanaugh. I ain't gonna get too motherfucking political in this motherfucker. But you know what? I'm gonna get the player I want, and I'm gonna give him the trash.
I did not do that. Boy was mad. That boy came and that boy kicked the door open and shit, and the briefly kicked it. What the fuck?
Did you do the face? Did you do the face? I know y'all saw that face. He's like, I did not.
Well, I dropped kicked the door. And I told everybody to get on the ground, and I wasn't playing, and I'm gonna let it spray. Look at that.
Kicked her and say, "Fuck all y'all."
I ain't grabbed that bitch's titty.
Anybody who ever said anything bad about me, that's on you. You gonna get some.
That was me. Unsubscribe to me because I'm getting real in this motherfucker. Don't take it out of my boy, Honcho. You just send an angry complaint and he'll take care of me, and then he'll say, "Hey, bro, we gotta terminate your contract." Don't take it out on my man.
I want to answer this question. Okay, so who's the best young right tackle in the league right now?
My mama.
Young right tackle. Best young.
Somebody we can get like 10 years out of.
Jack Conklin.
Yeah, Jack Conklin?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Is he healthy?
Healthy than mother.
Not right now.
Not right now.
All right.
But he has been. He's been persistent as fuck.
Okay, so if he was healthy, I'm going to do something that takes care of two birds with one stone. And that stone is the trade. And I'm trading Kayvon Webster's ass right on to the Titans, and again Jack Conklin, and I'm putting him on that right tackle, and I'm putting fucking Julian Davenport back over to the left side, and all is back to what it should be.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. He sounds smart to the motherfucker. I can't believe I ain't think of that shit. That's some good shit, bro.
Yeah, look, I had it in my notes. We was gonna talk about Kayvon, no Playvon Webster, because you know it was a big deal. Everybody was making a big deal about it when he got signed. That dude came and got immediately injured with the same injury that he had.
This motherfucker showed up with a flat tire. Like how you get a player with a flat tire and you ain't even got a spare for him,
bro? Because that's my man's Kayvon. What the fuck is going on, Webster? You better get my man's name right.
That motherfuckers post a lot of fucking inspirational shit on Twitter, but he just can't get on the fucking field.
Yeah, inspired that ass on the field real quick. All right, we got.
It's always the niggas that don't produce that got the best inspirational quotes.
You feel me? If you don't get your goddamn Lieutenant Dan face last, get some new legs, bro.
Another one here. We got a text from Chandler. Shout out to Chandler. Says that I think that tells me that the team itself looks like they don't want to play for Bill O'Brien anymore. I was listening to 790 and 16. I think so too, man. I think that is to a point where they just ain't with the shits no more, man. You know, They, he did what he had to do last year. Last year is last year, as far as keeping things together and, being that buffer between, upper management and the players. But I think when it comes down to it, hey, it's all good. We justified last year with the injuries and everything else going on. But nigga, when we gonna get some wins in here? We trying to get some W's. All that political shit cool. You know what I'm saying? You smooth that shit over. What's up with that playbook though? You know what I'm saying? What's really going down? It's to a point where I agree, man. I mean, I think they've lost the luster. I think they've lost the novelty is over. You know what I mean? Look, you didn't win, got paid, you didn't got extended, you got the extendo on the contract. We trying to make that parlay into some victories and shit, man. But that shit is not happening. But here's the deal. We're gonna get the roundtable's thoughts on that, and then after that we will open up the sauce line for your calls. We'll take a couple of calls. Maybe y'all's thoughts on that, man. How do y'all feel? Do y'all think that the Texans player, do they no longer want to play for Bill O'Brien?
I don't think so. I mean, I can't tell. I mean, these dudes have been failing miserably since he's been the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not going to act like defensive failures haven't happened. We're not going to act like personnel failures have not happened. We're not going to act, a lot of things, game planning has not happened on a horrific level that's like, you can't even make the shit up that happens to this football. Like, you can't make it up, bro. And it's just like, at what point do the fans say, man, I done had enough of this shit? Had enough of it, because a lot of fans is gonna start getting to that point saying, man, look, man, y'all some motherfucking patience as a hard-earned supporter of a city. You know what I'm saying? And this is the representation that I have, because it makes the inhabitants of that city look, bro. I mean, like I said it the other night, like, this shit carries, like, sports team carries stigmas of the cities us perceived. So if you always got old and washed up, you know what I'm saying, talented, use of that, what will end of this? I mean, you never expect, and that's what I feel.
Now, Heidi, that's harsh. That's
What'd she say? Well, Heidi, she's tearing up something.
Go repeat that.
I bet she used the hard ER.
That was harsh.
Nazi ass.
That would definitely be a tough one. I mean, if something like that happens, the Texans, they be sentimental and emotional. That would be a very unfortunate situation. Knock on wood. What does knock on wood actually ever even do anyway? Knock on wood, motherfuckers.
I don't know.
Even broke their foot and shit.
Yeah, shit gonna play out anyway.
Look, man, it's like this, dude. Like, I wanted to try to justify it in my head not too long ago, and I was just like, maybe the players just don't want to play for a Bob McNair team. But at the end of the day, I mean, not producing affects your coach. Not producing gets your coach fired. So, I mean, it's really got to be the reason. I mean, whatever reason it is, whether it be petty or fucking noble, they're not playing for him. I mean, and quite honestly, it's going to lead to him getting fired. I mean, what else is there to do with him?
Got a good question here. Question from some guy named Ray Ray. I don't know if you guys ever heard about him. Sounds familiar. Just didn't quite ring about. Damn, Jeff Saturday like that. We got Jeff Saturday.
What grinds my gears.
But here's the deal. Ray Ray says. This Ray Ray guy says, what does the round table think about? And this I was just hoping this wasn't real. This really caught me by surprise when he said it. About Billy O. I'm gonna start calling him Billy O like they do, like the Pats do. I ain't gonna call him Bill O'Brien no more. Start calling Billy O. Billy O, my gosh. Billy O saying that he don't know what he has to do or what he has to change to win a game. Now, first off, I would suggest that you change your draws, that you change your draws. Like,
I see what you mean.
That is, I mean, that's a baffling thing, because honestly, I mean, let's be realistic, but then let's talk about some things. If you look at it, the Texans have been losing by an average of 5 points of each one of these games. You know, that we're so close thing is old. It is dusty. You know, you're tired of hearing that shit. Even in games last year where we were missing a lot of guys, there was a lot of one-score games last year, even with injuries and everything like that. But still, losses are losses. All these guys get paid. You see these other guys figure out ways to win with the talent that's on their roster. I mean, Savage was co-signed early in the season. I even said, hey, you know, play Savage, let Watson have somebody to sit behind, which a lot of people who are on that Mahomes train now don't realize Mahomes had somebody to sit behind and watch. And then a lot of people don't realize that what the Chiefs are doing with Mahomes is exactly what we were doing with Watson last year. But for some reason, we've gotten away from that game plan. We've gotten away from protecting him, putting him in situations that favored him. And, you know, that's exactly what the Chiefs are doing with Mahomes. And that's why Mahomes is thriving now in the manner that Watson did last year, but he's not now because the change of game plan, for whatever reason we found that necessary. But that's as a head coach, you're supposed to learn to adapt. I mean, if you don't know what to do to win games, then you shouldn't be saying at the end of every game, well, we need to coach better, because that means you can't obviously you can't figure out how to coach better if you don't know what else it is that you need to do. And, I mean, a statement like that just sounds like – it almost sounds like giving up. You know, again, we can talk about the discipline, we can talk about the execution, and that's crucial. But as a head coach, then look, make an example out of somebody. Do something to regulate the situation. You are the head coach. There are ways like to justify this. And I think that's part of the problem that you get when you have a guy who is a player's coach. You know, the players like him. But then when it comes down to it, when it is coming down to the discipline and making the tough decisions, you know, they have a little bit too much favor for players instead of, you know, going out on a limb and, you know, separating that relationship and figuring out the solution. Y'all's thoughts on the comments by B.O.B. We'll start with Winking and we'll work our way to Tenny.
The same shit that they say about these players when they don't make deals and when they not eliminate the same for the fucking coach. When the players ain't when players is being bust or have bust potential shit, the coach in real, Bill was putting something to the contest was phenomenal because he was part of the Bill Belichick tree and all of that bullshit. He's fucking quarterback whisperer. Everybody in here they came and went in his players since they've left, including Ryan Fitzpatrick, you know what I'm saying, and a whole bunch of players. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, fix the shit because he ain't the winner that we need or the one that we deserve. Because I have nothing from this dude that feels he deserves the job as a Houston head coach.
Parrish, your wish number 2. What do you wish to do with the statement by Bill O'Brien saying he doesn't know what to do to get the win? I mean, there's always more options. What do you feel?
In all aspects of the fucking word, it's horrible. It's atrocious. It's stupid. Just so stupid that you are a professional coach. People pay you really well to coach an NFL pro team, and you're telling me that you don't know what else to do? You sound like the biggest dumbass. Like, you sound like, hey, please fire me, bro, because I don't know what the hell to do. And that comment right there, like, that goes way farther than just this organization. That goes to every other organization. If you hire a coach that says, I don't know what else to do, you're an idiot. Like, there's really nothing to say about it. Like, literally, they have been saving this man. Literally, last year, they were talking about the same shit about firing him. And they backed him just off of the spite of being emotional about the whole Bob McNair comment. If you want to be honest about it, it had nothing to do. How good of a coach Bill O'Brien is. Oh, yeah, he's doing all this. No, it was none of that. Because Bill O'Brien stepped up and said that was like he did not condone that comment. Blah blah blah. So all the players like, oh yeah, well we fuck with him. He's cool. We're gonna make sure he won't leave. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. But now you see how shit's so different this year because ain't none of that shit going on. That's been dead. Now where is that at? Where is that? Oh man, Bill O'Brien needs to stay because nobody has said shit. At this point, this was the same stuff that was being talked about last year, but everybody has something to say. But now there ain't nothing being said. Oh, you want to know why? Because nobody wants to play for him. You hear that comment from your coach, and that shit is the most heartbreaking shit because that is the man that is leading your team. So you want the head man. That's just like saying you want your motherfucking pilot to get up in the air and be like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck else to do. How the fuck I land this motherfucker? You telling me you're not gonna be scared? Because I'm gonna be scared of this motherfucker.
Honestly, what is he really saying about the? What is he really saying about the talent of the team? What is he really saying about the team? What is he really saying? Like, these ain't the guys I want. So
basically,
why in the hell do I have to give them my bets? Like, that's how I'm taking it. Like,
that whole comment just basically. That whole comment basically just says, what the fuck else do I need to change, motherfucker? Like, you hired me. I ain't gonna change. Unless y'all gonna change the motherfuckers around me. Because then I got my game plan. My game plan was working in New England. You know why, motherfucker? Because Bill Belichick was running that shit. You had Tom Brady as your quarterback. Like, you had all this other shit. Like, cool, that might work for you, bro, but that shit don't work here. Your shit gonna have to change. You're gonna have to adapt as a coach. That's why the best coaches in the motherfucking world are the best coaches. Because they've been on teams, they adapt. They've been to different teams and had the same winning formula because they adapt. And so that's why we would never get past or where the fuck we want to go, because we have a fucking settling ass coach.
Yep.
And quite frankly, he's just sitting here saying, I don't know what else to do, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all got to play harder. Y'all got to figure it out. That's basically what you're saying. Play harder. Because I have all the pieces.
It's obvious H-Town getting to him. I can almost guarantee you it's some stories. He hears some shit out in the streets that ain't too kosher. And I can almost guarantee you in the streets, people be giving him the business. I can almost guarantee. I can. Reason for this team to be as talented as they are, and you losing like this constantly.
Okay. Mr. Tenny Man, your thoughts, man, on the comments. He doesn't know what to change to fix this situation. I mean, what does that say to you? What kind of thoughts does that generate in your mind?
I mean, to be completely honest, man, let's be real about it. I mean, let's say it to what we've all felt before and what some of us probably have done. Like, I don't know about the young ones out there in the chat. I know about the old ones here on the round table. I mean, you say this shit, like when you talking to your girl and you just telling her, like, you frustrated with the job, you don't know what your next move is, and you just look at her in the eye and you say, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with these people. And quite honestly, I think this is the end of the rope for him. I mean, I think he feels his time here in Houston is over. I don't think he would fuss and fight if they cut his ass loose and just paid him what they owed him and he left town. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, this sounds like a defeated man right now. This sounds like a man that doesn't really have much faith in his future, much faith in what he wants to do. I feel like this man is just let us into his soul a little bit, because right now it sounds like he's doing a little bit of soul searching. He's looking around and taking stock about what he has in his life, and he's not 1 second worried about this team, worried about this city, worried about getting wins. He's just worried about finding the little Bill O'Brien ass chin kid running around in his heart right now.
See, I'm surprised, man. He just finally realized, like, fucking trash, bro. Like, I'm fucking trash. Like, he go back and look at this tape. Like, what excuses can he give this football team? And he knows he was just the same shit. And he, like, dude, like, tearing his ass. Oh.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, those are deflating comments from a man who's lost faith in something he's loved.
A man that is defeated, making defeated comments. Well, here's the deal. We're gonna open up the sauce line here. It's actually been open for a while. I never told y'all. I kept it secret. So y'all can
fuck y'all.
Y'all can call
you don't
in,
call.
man. Y'all can call in. Spill your sauce. I know y'all have some things that y'all want to say, especially after that last comment. And make sure y'all hit that description below, because Ray will be streaming later on this evening, and expect a B.O.B. roast session on that ass. If you like roast Bob, if you like roast Billy O, then
and Ray
get your marshmallows out, your Hershey's, your graham crackers.
What's the motherfucking deal, bud? Oh man, I should put the volume up. Huh? What's the motherfucking deal, Ray? No, Ray hung up on. He said, "Fuck you, guy." Hold on, we got another call coming in. What's the motherfucking deal? We got calling on the sauce line this evening.
I don't even know why you asked that question.
Oh, man.
You know who it is.
Oh, excuse me.
You don't even know why you asked that question.
Man,
All right.
What kind of sauce you gonna put on this tonight?
I've done my best to fight this whole Bill O'Brien thing. I've been on the wagon, but after hearing that shit on John Harris's show tonight, I agree with Tenny. This man has lost it. This place, this city needs something more than a coach that doesn't know what the hell he's thinking or what he going to do. You don't ever, as a leader of any kind of men, go into a room when they're looking for you for direction and go, I don't know. Those are like the three cancerous words you could say to a group of men trying to accomplish a single goal. That is just the dumbest damn thing he could have said in the entire time he's been here in Houston. So my thoughts are, I mean, if that's the case, if he's on the snide and he's on the way out, who do we go get? Who's out there? I mean, because you got to think, I mean, it's more and more probability with him talking like that. And I'll hang up and listen, guys. I'll be easy.
All right, I appreciate the call, Ray. And that was much lighter than what I expected.
Yeah.
Nasty,
Bruh.
you fucking
Bruh.
nasty,
Bruh. I swear to God.
I heard you
swear to
fart
God,
too.
I hit the
I heard
mute
you
button.
fart. I heard you clear it all out.
Oh, goddamn, I'm glad I ain't hear that shit.
Oh man,
Nasty.
it's on
I swear to God, I thought I
If we was
muted
on
that
Google
shit, bro.
Hangouts,
Taking off the stream.
if
Look,
we was on
is Dr.
Google
Rabbit
Hangouts,
anywhere?
fucking
Get the
Dr.
thing
Rabbit
out
probably
now.
would have found it and put it on Instagram.
Oh, Putin Parish. Good goddamn. Man, good point though. If he is on the way out, if he's just like, you know what, fuck it, fuck this city, fuck this team. I've been trying to give you guys my all, and you guys don't want to like my play calling, you know, just fuck all, you fuck this whole goddamn city. One, here's what I think happens, honestly. What's going to happen, and I'm telling y'all this, I mean, I'm just going to be the bearer of bad news, okay? Bill O'Brien leaves this team. He gets a job elsewhere. A couple of years. Like somebody mentioned, he might be an OC somewhere for a couple of years. He'll get another shot at head coach. He's going to leave the Texans and get a ring, because that's just what happens. That's how it happens. The Texans will go because of, again, it starts at the very, very top. We're going to go find somebody else mediocre who did something honorable somewhere in the league. Well, they're a man of honor and they're a stand-up guy. They don't coach all that great, but they did something credible. So we're going to get somebody credible and honorable and of good character to make sure that we keep this character culture going. And we get hyped up for another year or two. We look like we're improving. Like, okay, hey, okay, this guy might turn it around. And then, you know, the new car smell wears off, and somebody that stepped into the new vehicle with some shit on their shoes. And, you know, I think that's that. I mean, it's going to be a situation that's going to repeat itself. Until this organization as a whole changes its identity and gets on the train of, we're going to do whatever the fuck it takes to win, not this character first shit. I feel like we're going to be continuing to repeat the same thing. And if he gets fired mid-season, I prefer to see a guy like Sean Ryan get a shot, you know, just from that kind of that mic'd up kind of the relationship he has with Watson, because I think trying to bring somebody new in at this point wouldn't amount to much. I mean, we would basically be on a slippery slope anyway. Give Sean Ryan a chance to see what he can work with. If you don't like what he does, then he's going to probably end up going OC for somebody else somewhere next year, and you bring in a whole new regime. But again, like I said, I'm fearful of anything that they're going to go and bring in. I'd rather them, go ahead, keep it in-house and try to do some of what we got, man. But we'll start with Tenny on that one. Your thoughts, man, on if B.O.B. gets fired, man, and does he seem like a guy who's figuring he's about to get fired? And if so, you know, what do you do with the vacancy if that happens?
You know, I think he is figuring he's going to get fired. I think he looks at the field, he looks at the players, he looks at the schemes that he's putting out there, and none of them are beating anybody. Like none of them are fucking plays that are fucking like he's coming out with this first half. I'm going to script the first 10, 15 plays. This is what we're going to run no matter what kind of fucking ideal and mentality. And I mean, right now he's showing that he's defeated. He's showing that he's a bitch. I mean, it's not my job. bitch, what is your job? Like, seriously, like, I have lost track as to who is responsible to what in the Houston Texans organization. When it comes to the fucking the cheerleader girl fucking duct taping women's tits to their fucking chest and shit, and well, I'm not the boss of her, she's not the boss of me, and going on and forth, and then fucking Bob McNair. Well, I wasn't talking about the players, but you know what? I should not have like taken back what I said either. I believe in what I said. Fucking everybody's not responsible in this fucking this organization, and you know, kind of honestly, I think Bill O'Brien fucked up a while ago when he put it together, that little player council, letting the players fucking come up to him and having sit downs with him. I mean, I had a feeling that was going to be a quick way to lose the locker room, and I think that's a little evident of what's going on, because you know, you got your ringleaders here that some players may not be happy with. Let's face it, we all don't get along with all our coworkers,
Right.
fucking. But I mean, Bill O'Brien is a guy that's looking on his way out. I would be very happy to see fucking Sean Ryan come in, because I think Sean Ryan would immediately go to shit that would start working. Like I said before, fucking a college passing game can work in the NFL. I don't give a fuck who you are, what you try to argue. People who have college passing schemes find success in the NFL. The only problem is that you got to figure out how to balance it and control the clock, because college games go by fast. They move fast. They move the ball up and down the field fast, and either they give it up or they score. So, I mean, quite honestly, I think Sean Ryan would probably implement something a little bit more college-y that would fit Deshaun Watson, fit this fucking porous-ass O-line, and really give them an opportunity to make the best out of their situation. And as far as Bill O'Brien goes, I mean, with those comments, he can shove it up his ass. I mean, if you really giving up that much, bitch, why are you dragging this out? Why are you making this harder than it is? Announce it after the Colts game. Announce it before the Colts game. Say I quit. Throw everything in the air. Fucking email your playbook to the fucking entire league. I don't give a fuck. I mean, just get the fuck out of here. Why are you going to drag it on?
It'll be the best move that happened to us this offseason.
So she should pull Avante.
Bill O'Brien. Shit the
Man,
fuck up.
Avante needs to come down and advise this old fucking butthole in the chin ass motherfucker right now. Like, seriously, like, don't talk about it. Be about it. Like, if you really don't know what to do, we don't need you. And call AJ Hinch. I'd rather AJ Hinch sit there on the sideline and look like he's doing something.
Man, I agree. Now the Players Council thing, I think that's probably trying to emulate what was it that Peterson was doing? I remember Peterson talking about he did something similar to that, kind of discussing things with the players and maybe trying to steal some of his sauce. Maybe that's not quite working. You got to have the right personality for a situation. You got to have the right players for a situation like that too.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Parrish, I mean, I know you're acting like you're talking to somebody. You know, I don't know who or what, you know, but it's cool, whatever. You know, whatever floats your boat. You know, sometimes people got to organize their thoughts however they can. Man, if B.O.B. is cut or let go, or if he walks off the field at halftime, you know, whatever it may be, maybe he steps off Kiki, are you with me, gets hit by the team bus. What do you feel, who do you feel is the deal and to replace him?
So, like, I'm going to go back to, like, because, like, the kind of question kind of changed over time. Because the first question that you did ask to Tenny, and this is where I'm going to disagree with Tenny in a sense, not completely, but in a sense, was that you asked if does Bill O'Brien think he's going to be fired? And, of course, Tenny said, yes, I think he knows. I don't think he does. Honestly, how I feel like he think that he's playing the system. I feel like he think that, oh, like, they brought me in here, I'm the shit, I know what I'm doing. They want me. They gonna need me here. Blah blah blah. I'm not going nowhere. If anything gonna happen, we gonna let whoever go. We gonna make changes and we gonna scrap it and then do what the fuck we need to do. I got this new contract. I feel like I'm doing this. I'm good with Bob. I'm cool with this. So like that right there, I feel like that it's gonna be a shock to him when he really out there on the coach market. In a way, like of course everybody can see it coming as being talked about, but I feel like he think he knows something that we don't know. When low-key they plotting on him to get him the fuck out. That's just my first aspect on that. And whoever we go through to, like, replace him, we need somebody who actually who actually is on this staff, who knows their players and who can get the best out of their players. So, quite frankly, I can be okay to, with the rest of the season with Sean Ryan or Cornell or like whoever. I'm not naming specific names because I'm not into all that shit. I just know that whoever it is, it needs to be inside the organization so we can keep at least something like a tradition in here. Like, we can't just go complete AWOL and then get somebody completely new to relearn the system in the middle of the season. I don't think that's the way to go about it.
Right.
Because now you're changing something completely that can result into a lot of different stuff. Because when you change schemes, you change how you move, you change how you do a lot of stuff. So you can end up hurting people, you can end up confusing the fuck out of people, making things that more complicated than what they are, and actually tainting some of your stars on your team, which is one thing. So that's something that I would be concerned about. So it should be somebody that's within the organization.
The organization tradition I don't know so much about. I want to start winning before we try to keep any kind of tradition, so we can at least have a winning tradition. But that's gonna take quite a few games. Wink, man. I mean, if Bob's out the gate, or does he know one? Like I say, like since Paris had to correct me about my question usage, you know what I'm saying? Does Bill O'Brien think he's getting fired? And if he does, you know what I'm saying? Who do you replace him with?
Well, I think in the before Sean Ryan, so like they can't tell they talk around, just concepts that, you can just tell it's a man, and hit a play call. Brian is doing right now. I think I had this the other day at work. We need to set our expectations. Really Super Bowl was even now. Like, a certain level of effort naturally determines. We need to be a team that knows how to draft well. We need to be a team that knows how to develop talent, make it work, and beat the better teams in the league. I mean, we need to stop settling for, okay, as long as we dudes up in the big easy AFC Championship, we set our goals low as fuck anyway from the get-go. Like, it needs to be on just straight. What's the point of us even playing the game, bro? Because that's the type of winning attitude to have in order. You got to have a sense of belief before you can even go out here to attempt to even play in the Super Bowl. So if he gets out of here, you can probably look at guys like John Payton or something like that. A lot of guys that we wish that will be available. We have to win. But in the meantime, definitely all right.
Myself. We're gonna take this last comment here, and we'll do it lightning style. Would y'all consider calling Bruce Arians out of retirement to take over the Texans? I think we gotta. We'll start with Wink. Your thoughts on that? Yay or
Absolutely nay? Not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Paris, yay or nay?
No, sir. Not at all.
I'm dragging both these by the ankle because we're going to get Bruce Arians up in here. Bruce Arians could be a beast. I mean, I don't give a fuck if it's 1, 2, 3 years. I mean, he turned them Cardinals around. And plus, he ain't dealing with the fucking, what is it, Palmer? What the fuck, Carson Palmer? He ain't got a Carson Palmer down here. He's got a Deshaun Watson down here.
I don't see it. I just don't. I don't see. I don't know, man. I just don't think the team. I think a team like Arizona and the Colts actually fit it. I don't think the Texans would fit his style, especially with the type of guy in front office. Because I take him as a guy that's a real
But that's
man of
the point, though,
action.
Wink. Is he's gonna make these bitches.
And that's why he won't be here, is what I'm saying. That's exactly why he won't be here.
I will kick and scream and fight for this.
Campaign, you
We don't
campaigning
want-
for areas out there.
We don't want
Man.
nobody that's going to rock the boat.
Again, here's my deal, man. I'm telling you, when it comes down to it, because you got to look at, like, if we sit here and say that the players around the league have a certain perspective of the Texans organization, please believe that the coaches around the league have a certain perspective of the Texans organization. And so, like, when a lot of us throw out these names, I've seen people say Sean Payton and Belichick's and all this other. These dudes are not finna come and fuck. You think they gonna? I'm not finna go put some shit on my legacy. The Texans. That's not gonna happen. I think not. You know, it's gonna, again, like I said, it's gonna take some major changes from the philosophy of this organization before you bring certain guys in. Sean Payton, shit, that's what they had, the whole scheme and shit that they were talking about. You know, Sean Payton, we willing to bend the rules and play dirty. He ain't finna come here with this old stickler here for that bullshit. You talk about coaches who win or coaches who are willing to push it to the brink. They don't want nobody in this organization who's gonna push it to that limit. They're gonna make sure everything is within well-defined lines. And you know, not anybody out of pocket. We're gonna take this call real quick, and then we go splash on it. What's the motherfucking deal? Who got called in on the sauce line?
Hey, Honcho, what's the motherfucking deal? And I was just, for anyone in this chat that still isn't completely, like, I got into the chat late, so I don't know if y'all have already talked about this, but for anyone in the chat that still thinks that our offensive line is somewhat decent, Deshaun Watson is hitting towards, like, if they keep up like the same level of play, like the sacks and the hits, he's hitted for 53 sacks on the season and 170 hits, and that's not going to be good for our franchise QB. But, like, a good stat, I guess, I mean, well, it is a good stat, is that J.J. Watt is, like, one sack away from, like, the from 80 sacks, like the second quickest player to get 80 sacks. And that's not over seasons. Like, that's only the games he's played. So that's all I just wanted to say.
Okay. Well, we'll look at that. It's good to – I appreciate that call. I appreciate you spilling that sauce. It's good to end it on a good note, end the conversation on a positive note. Because, again, talking Texans, man, it gets extremely depressing. I did want to throw a little bit of rocket sauce in there. I see Ed Man coming there somewhat semi-trolling, but the Rockets are making an aggressive play for Jimmy Butler, so let's not count them out yet. I don't think it's been done yet, but they calling the owner directly. They talking about fuck the general manager and all that other shit. Like, they trying to make a play for Jimmy Butler, so that should be very interesting to see what pans out with that. That's good news. Other good news, the Astros, I believe they start their series against the Indians on the 5th of October. So, you know, you got a team that's actually definitely in the postseason. You know, the Dynamo just won their championship. So far, 2 out of 4 ain't bad. The Rockets should be postseason contenders this year with all the depth and talent that they're bringing in. So I'm gonna go ahead and say 3 out of 4 ain't bad. If they pick up Jimmy Butler, then we talking about a real conversation. And after that, we really talking about a very interesting situation going on in Houston. But for some reason, the only team that doesn't make moves, the only team that doesn't pull the trigger, the only team, like I said, it has to be within those well-defined lines. The Rockets are like, what, 32, 37, somewhere up in that, one of the numbers. $1 million over the cap right now. You know what that means? That means, hey, do what you got to do to get the fucking win. Do what you got to do to compete. The owner ain't tripping. Do what you got to do. The fucking Strohs went and got Osuna, turned out in their favor. You know what I'm saying? He ended up not having to deal with that case. A lot of people were upset about it, but them wins, they wasn't tripping when he was winning. The one dude, I think, with the bag on his head or said something, he got escorted out the game, but I bet he's still cheering right now. And again, the Dynamo, you know, they got a domestic abuser on their team too, you know. But the thing is, and I'm not condoning it, you know, I'm not justified. We may have one on the Supreme Court, who knows? I'm just taking jokes. Y'all calm down. Don't kill the messenger. But you know, I mean, you got to take risk. Big risk, big reward. No risk, no reward. And the Texans don't take risks, man. And that's the fucking problem. That's ultimately the fucking problem with the Texans organization. I want to be saying all kind of good shit about the Texans. I want to talk like we were talking in the preseason, how we were hopeful. We were like young children before they realized Santa Claus don't fucking exist. You know, and everything is good and everything is Gucci. But now, your parents break you the news. You caught your mom and daddy on the couch getting frisky, wrapping up presents and shit. They knocked a glass of milk over, ate half the cookies and shit. You're like, what the fuck is really going on? Ain't no goddamn Santa Claus, and my parents are fucking freaks. But, you know, it is what it is. But my thing is this, man. My thing is this. You got to hope for more from this organization. But what that is, again, is once this thing stops getting ran as just a business and they really go out there and seek to compete, then you'll start seeing different shit happen. Right now, they're just bringing in guys, well, look, this is what you got to do, and this is the rules, all right? You can't, we don't want you violating. We don't want you bringing in any guys with, we don't even want, I don't know, if that guy drinks beer, he might be a problem. You know, those reefer smokers, get him the fuck up out of here. But, again, until this team is willing to take some risks, man, it's going to be a problem. But, man, shout out to Ray Ray. Make sure y'all check the link in the description below. Ray will be going live, and we'll be going in on Bill O'Brien with a premiere roast session. So you definitely don't want to miss that, because that is going to be extremely interesting. We'll be in the den at 10. Man Up will be joining us. We'll be talking about the importance of time. You guys got anything to say before we slide up out of here?
Nah, man. I mean, shout out to all y'all that stopped by. Please, man, shout out to my man Ray. That's going to be an interesting ass stream. I cannot wait to watch that. Make sure that y'all click into the den to make sure that y'all watch my man's Man Up, who always got the good shit, always the good content, man. And subscribe to the channel, man. Like, this shit ain't easy. I've been going for a little while, dealing with personal shit, a lot of shit that I had to get through, but now I'm looking to make consistent shit, so y'all just make sure that y'all stay tuned, man. Make sure that y'all in here. Y'all the most important ingredients in this motherfucker, man. So it's all shout out to y'all, all love to y'all, and everything like that on my side. You feel me?
Man, just appreciate everybody that came through once again. You know, the chat isn't up or nothing like that. Not looking at the chat, so anybody that shouted me out, anybody that had anything to say, any questions, we're glad y'all interacted, called in, texted in, you know, and hopefully Honcho asked us y'all's questions and we answered them. You know, we like to give a perspective, and we appreciate y'all coming through as y'all normally do.
Facts.
What you laughing at, PP boy?
It sounded like he said titty man, and I'm damn, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get you. We gotta get Perry some Flomax, because that shit was a little stop and go for the second day.
Hey, look, man, your nigga getting old. You feel me?
Perry's chuckled so hard he pooted a little bit.
Nigga, fuck, I got the Hershey squirts in this motherfucker, man.
Oh, God, dog. Get you some One White Charlies, man. Get you some One White Charlies. All right, man. Shout out to the chat, guys. I know y'all showed up. I know y'all a little quiet on the text and the call game, but, you know, shout out to y'all. I know y'all was in there. I know y'all was cutting up. Definitely, man, the Houston Texans, they're a bad year this year. It'll probably be a bad year next year. But, I mean, we're going to be fans longer than fucking Bob McNair owns this team. We're going to be fans longer than these players been on this team. So, I mean, shit comes and goes. Let's one day shit will get turned around. We'll get our own little Jimmy Johnson, or we get our own little original Belichick, or our own little original Sean Payton, or somebody will roll through and bring a championship to this team. But, I mean, until then, just keep on. And remember, always tell it like it is. Don't fucking try to sugarcoat nothing. We ain't kids.
Jaguars gonna be Super Bowl champions. You feel me?
Boop. Man. But here's the deal. I mean, look, if that happens, then We gonna start a petition. We gonna start a petition in the sauce. I'm telling you, if that happens, like no bullshit, we gonna start a petition in the sauce. So mark my motherfucking words. I will start a petition to have Bob McNair be forced to sell this fucking team, because there's no way that the Jaguars go through all the shit that they went through throughout the years. So we talk about from the Coobs era to the Bill, because it ain't all just during the B.O.B. era. They've been asked for a certain amount of time. They went and got a new owner, you know what I'm saying? Might be related to Parrish, that new owner, and fucking went and made some motherfucking moves. And he came in with a new ideology, a new philosophy, and you saw that culture change immediately. You saw when well, not immediately, it took him a couple of years, but you saw that culture go from tarps and blackouts every other motherfucking game to they're actually competing at a higher level, even with less than quality quarterback play, you know what I mean? And that's because they went and got some dudes who ain't afraid to bark a little bit, you know what I'm saying? They got a couple of dudes that don't bark too much, but they will bite your ass. And I mean, you got to give them that. And, well, you tell me. But what I'm saying, you know, hey, you know, progressive, hashtag progressive NFL. But what I'm saying.
And that's where we end Sauce Sports, folks.
When the Hershey slides come in, look, Hershey squirts are one thing, Hershey slides are another. But man, like I say, so we gotta. I'm gonna start a petition. If the Jags fuck around and win the Super Bowl, I'm telling you, I'm gonna start a petition. And I'm going to take that bitch door to door. I'm going to be going to neighborhoods. You're going to see me at y'all front door. It ain't going to be digital. I'm going to have one digital, but I'm going to get some real collecting authentic signatures to say, look, hey, look, you're going to have to go back to South Carolina. You go buy the team from the owner that just got booted over there. You know, do a trade, like some trading cards or something, because that's how y'all look at these teams anyway, as a bunch of motherfucking trading cards or whatever else. They don't give a fuck about winning. Like, we need new blood now. I mean, like from the fucking ground up, from the top down, whatever it may be. We need a whole new culture of this bitch. But with that being said, man, Sauce Nation, y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients. Man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for following through. I appreciate the love. Shout out to the round table, man, for holding it down. Again, like I said, then at 10, Man Up will be joining us. We'll be talking about the importance of time. And, you know, that's always interesting. And for the mixer crew, yeah, we will have some mixer action immediately after the den. But I ain't gonna be hanging out with y'all niggas all night, so we'll have a little mixer action after that. I'll figure out what we play. We'll play a little something, and then we'll make that shake. But with that being said, I'm chugging up a deuce. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Everybody's been showing love to the sauce, man. Been holding it down like POP. Y'all stay saucy, be cool like y'all be cool, man. And we out.